So I guess we'll just start since most of you have joined. So good evening everyone. I welcome you all to the first ever official event of GDSC MIET'21 team. The purpose of this orientation is to familiarize you all with the functioning of GDSC and to make you all aware of the kind of events that we will undertake. Could you kindly confirm if I'm audible? Just type it in the chat box if I'm audible.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you so much, Ayush. So let's just get started. So hi everyone, I'm Dhwani and I'm the GDSC lead for this year's term, MIET 2021. A little something about myself. I enjoy my fair share of coding in Python and Java, and currently I'm working on AWS, mainly focusing on AI. Other than that, I am a Potterhead and a weeb, and I love to click pictures of things that make me happy. That's why I have a blog and Instagram page. I am currently in my third year, and trust me, it's getting really scary. But on a serious note, I believed that this is the time when we can actually learn and grow together. You can connect with me on my LinkedIn or my Instagram handles. So, I would now like to introduce you all to the core team who will later address you all. First of all, we have Ayush Bhatt, who is joining us as an ML developer. We have Vikyapal Singh Salatia, C++ and design head. Rishabh, could you kindly admit the people who are trying to connect? Thank you. Next, we have Rishabh Singh Jamwal, who is joining us as a blockchain developer. We have Ankit Mahajan as a DevOps developer. We have Tabish, Mohammed Tabish as a Flutter developer, and Raghav Sharma as a web developer. We're all third year students, and it's really an honor to be able to working with these guys because they are so hardworking and they support me on every step of the way. We have I would now like to introduce our faculty advisor, Ms. Shafalika Vijayal. Ma'am, kindly take the floor.
Yeah, thank you, Dhwani. Thank you, everyone. Uh, good evening, everyone. We welcome you all on behalf of GDSC MITE group to this orientation session. First and foremost, a good response. I wasn't expecting so many of you to join us. So, really, thank you to all of you. And another word I would like you to circulate amongst your peers is that kindly join us, connect with us, let's build together and let's grow together. So apart from that, a little brief of what this Google Developer Student Club is doing is we are helping students to bridge the gaps between the theory and the practice. We are over here to learn, we are over here to connect, we are over here to grow. Apart from that, you can connect worldwide. We are having multiple connections through this developer club, and we'll be conducting a few workshops and a few events for you people so that you can come join us, learn, and develop. And a few benefits of joining GDSC is that you can grow your knowledge through your peers by having a learning environment which is created altogether by you people itself, and building solutions to the problem by your own self. Just to highlight a few, stories coming up from the community, that I would like to grow this community, this student club on a very large scale. You can come up with any solution to any problem. Recently, two student chapters from the GDSC have been into limelight, where one, I guess, from uh, Washington University, I guess, if I'm correct. The people from the GDSC club have come up with a web app which has the potential to help frontline workers. Apart from that, there is a community from, if I'm not wrong, then London School, which has 1600 students as participants for the club. So we are looking for a very good response from you people. Come, let's build together, let's grow together, and let's learn together. Thank you, Dhwani, for having me over here. In case you people have any issue, you can reach out to Dhwani, you can come to me. We are always there to help you people. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those kind words. And I'm really sure that we will all work together and make this team a success as well. So I have this short compilation of video that shows basically what a GDSC is supposed to look like and what it is supposed to do. I'll play the video. If it is not audible to somebody, please type it in the chat box. Just a second.
Developer student clubs are university-based communities where students learn about Google technology and use their skills to solve local problems. There are over 700 clubs all over the world. From North America to Europe, Africa, and across Asia, we encourage more students to join or start a developer student club at their university.
Some students have overcome personal barriers with the help of their DSC community on their journey to become developers. These clubs help student developers learn through hands-on workshops. They then identify challenges faced by local businesses, NGOs, and sometimes even their own universities and build real solutions for real problems.
The workshops that we had was Firebase, Actions on Google, and we're about to do ML. It's an amazing experience to learn about the impact that the technologies that they provide in our local communities.
DSC is a family, and it's not just about the programming, it's about the learning of teamwork and leadership.
A lot of villages face the problem of water, farming, floods. Maybe we can develop applications to solve this problem. Might be very ambitious for us as students to say that, but nothing is impossible. We can do it.
Developer student clubs around the world have already impacted so many students in their universities and people in their community. The future is bright for the next generation of students.
So I have to be very honest. I saw this video 2 years ago when our first GDSC lead, Arjun Bharti, showed us this video. And I have to tell you, I was very inspired. And I'm not just saying that for the sake because I am a GDSC lead, but it's because seeing these kind of people overcoming challenges, building solutions, it's not difficult when we all work together as a team. Trust me, we will all work together and learn from each other. Just a second. Okay, so I would just like to highlight some of the past accomplishments of our previous GDSC leads. I hope I am audible. Okay, I guess.
Yes, you are audible.
Okay, thank you, Vigya. So I would just like to tell you something about the events that we've already done in the past 2 years. This is just a small compilation. The first event was Android Jams, that are community organized study groups for people who wish to learn how to build Android apps using Kotlin. Last year, we proposed doing Android Jams, but due to exams, we were not able to organize the event as a whole. But we did start learning Kotlin, but it ended up somehow. But this year, we'll make sure that we finish what we start. Other than that, there is 30 days of cloud computing on GCP. So basically, it's a month of cloud computing. You get credentials from Google, and you can build your own machines. You can collect badges by completing the assignments that Google sends us. So it's really fun, to be very honest. And as per our last meeting with the GDSC leads, they told us that we might have a GCP event this month also. Other than that, we have Flutter development workshops, and our Flutter lead, that is Tabish. Unfortunately, he couldn't join us today due to internet issues in the valley, but we'll be sure to tell him to pass on the guidelines about the same. Machine learning sessions. So there's this Explore ML program by Google that is sponsored by Google, and it is for university students to get an exposure to what machine learning actually is in the industry. So these are just the events that GCP or that DSC organizes. We will organize our own events as well, and we really expect you all to be actively participating in those. So we'll open the floor for question answers later on. Right now, I would request our heads to kindly present their screens and kindly tell us about the technologies that they will be discussing. First off, we have Raghav, who will be telling us about web development. Over to you, Raghav.
Okay, so I believe my screen is visible.
Yes, Raghav.
Yeah. So hello everyone. I hope you are doing everyone's doing fine. Fine. So let's start with my introduction. Well, my name is Raghav Sharma, and I am a computer science engineer at MIET'21, and also I am a web enthusiast. So as I am a web geek, I enjoy working with the technology and learning about technology related to web development, particularly in the field of front-end development. I also quite enjoy doing graphic designing, graphic interfaces, etc., and also games too. So now let's speak about my skills. For sorry, as previously stated, I work primarily on front-end development. So I have particular strong hold on HTML, CSS, and Bootstrap. So also I have a basic understanding about React, and also I love working with Adobe Photoshop and Blender. Now, why web dev? As my field is web development, so it's a common question why web dev, as there are many tools available in the market for web development called web builders. So for those who don't know what web builders are basically tools which are used to create websites using preset templates like we have WordPress, Google Slides, Google Web Designer, etc. These are helpful in building a complete website but the catch is they don't provide us with flexibility and what our creative mind wants. So we can't attain that thing from just using web builders. So now we can use these things. We can completely use our creativity from web development. So we can. This is why we can use web development over web builders. So let's see which are the frameworks that we can use in web development uh, over web builders. So as my personal experience states, you can choose any framework that you like, you feel comfortable with, you are easy with. But to start with, you should go with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript as they are easy to learn and they are helpful in creating many websites. Now, talking about coming to events, which will be organized by DSC. Under DSC, we are planning to have a front-end development event, a kind of workshop this month only, which will we feature a complete roadmap for front-end development and what things to be kept in mind when you're starting with front-end development, you're doing web development and all this. Also, we are going to have a web designing workshop conducted by Nakul, a friend, which will help you channelize your interest in web development, in UI UX designing, in designing websites, in designing mobile apps, in designing. So that's all with the introduction. You can follow me on LinkedIn, and also you can follow DSC Mites social media handles to get the information about all the events that are going to be organized. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Raghav. Guys, we will open the Q&A at the end. So if you have any questions, just hold them in or type them in the chat box. Next, we have Ankit Mahajan for ML. No, sorry. I'm so sorry. Ayush Bhatt for ML. Thank you so much.
Just a second. I will present the screen. I think it is visible now.
Yes, Ayush, could you go in the full screen mode?
Yeah, sure.
Thank you so much.
So I welcome you all to who joined us in this event. So who am I? I am Ayush Bhatt from the third year CSC, and I joined this ML group as a ML developer. Some of my interests are like working in machine learning, working on different frameworks, and exploring cloud computing services like we have GCP, AWS, and Azure. like why you should get started with ML and what are the fields in which you can explore these services. So like we all know voice assistants like Alexa, and second is like dynamic pricing. It helps in like and like email filtering, and also in product recommendations that we get in our like Amazon and Flipkart while shopping, and personalized marketing. And sixth one is process automation. Like this one can be better explained by Ankit as it consists some part of DevOps. And seventh is the fraud detection, which is mostly can be seen when we are going through cybersecurity cases. And like what will be the events that we are planning to conduct. The first will be a like complete hands-on workshop you can follow along with. And in those workshops, we will be exploring TensorFlow library and various other machine learning libraries. Some also webinars will be there, and some famous Kaggle challenges, which will help us to uh, kind of like which will make our foundation strong so that we can further explore this field. And also some of other various programs which you can learn. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Ayush. Next up, we have Ankit Mahajan for DevOps.
So let me just share my screen. So good evening guys. So before we look at today's agenda, let me give a brief intro of myself. So my name is Ankit Mahajan. I'm a tech geek who loves to explore new tools and technologies. I am also a technical content writer who write blogs and articles related to cloud computing and DevOps. So now let's have a look at today's agenda. So today's agenda will be like wide out. So in this topic, I will cover a few pointers about the history of DevOps. The final topic is what is DevOps, and we will see how DevOps solves the problems of the previous software development models. So I hope I am clear with the agenda, guys. So without wasting any further time, let us begin this session with our first topic, why DevOps. So before DevOps, we had this waterfall model of software development. This model was a straightforward and a linear model that followed a top-down approach. As you can see in this diagram, it had various phases started with requirement gathering and analysis, as you can see in this phase, for developing an application. And then you analyze those requirements. Once you are clear with the requirements, you proceed further with this second phase, which is the designing phase. And in this phase, you think about how the software is going to look alike, and you prepare a blueprint of that software. So the next phase is this implementation phase, where you begin the coding of the application. Once the application is developed, it is tested in this fourth phase, which is called as verification phase. After testing these applications, you deploy those on those production servers, and once the application goes live, it is monitored in this maintenance phase. So it looks like a perfect model, guys, isn't it? But no, this wasn't a perfect model since it had a few drawbacks. One of the drawbacks of this model is unless you complete a particular stage, you cannot proceed to the next stage. This was a very time consuming model as this model was suitable only for projects where requirements are stable. By stable, I mean the requirements will not change with the time. But in today's world, as you can see, there is very unlikely scenario because requirements keep on changing. So no working software is delivered until the final state of the waterfall model. Also, this model was not suitable for larger projects and the object-oriented projects. So these were a few drawbacks of this waterfall model. So the next model is the agile model. So in this model, the software is broken down into various iterations, and each iteration has various phases such as plan, design, develop, and so on. And each iteration is generally, the duration of each iteration is generally 2 to 8 weeks. And in this, you just release the software in the first iteration, and after this, you gather the feedback from the end users or the customers about the application, and you try to incorporate those changes into this second iteration. And after that, you again release the software into the market, which is the second iteration. And then we follow again the same procedure, and which is known as this third iteration. So this model was better than our this previous waterfall model, but as you see, this model, which is agile model, had few of the drawbacks. Sorry, while this model brought agility to the development team, the operations team still did not come up to speed with the development team. Because of this, there was a constant conflict between the development team and the operations team. So this conflict hampered the pace of the software development and the release. So this was the biggest draw of this agile approach. So now let us look at the DevOps approach. So what is DevOps, guys? So DevOps is a term which is the combination of two words, namely development and operations. DevOps is a practice which allows a single team to manage the entire application development lifecycle, that is development, testing, deployment, and operations. So DevOps is a software development approach through which superior quality software can be developed quickly and with more reliability. So DevOps consists of various stages such as continuous deployment, continuous testing, continuous integration, and continuous monitoring. So the aim of this DevOps is to shorten your system's development lifecycle while delivering features, fixes, and updates, frequently in close alignment with the business objectives. So as you can see in this diagram, we have a lot of various tools. So that was all from my side, and thank you.
Thank you so much, Ankit. Next up, we have Rishabh Singh Jamwal for blockchain development. Rishabh, are you there?
Yeah. Just a second. So, hello everyone. My name is Rishabh Singh Jambal. I'm a computer science engineering student at Modern Institute of Engineering and Technology, and I'm selected as a blockchain developer in GDSC MIET'. So, blockchain. Blockchain is most simply defined as a decentralized distributed ledger that records provenance of a digital asset. Its uses in industry. Blockchain technologies have potentially to radically change manufacturing supply chain and with them cut out the middleman, streamline process and security as a whole, and as well as simplify data management. Data management is a vast subject. Our juniors will witness RDBMS subject in their fourth semester, and they'll surely relate to this. The industries using blockchain in general are automotive industries, banking, and financial services. The cryptocurrency market in general. So by the way, I got into cryptocurrency market, and through that I witnessed this main concept of blockchain and I researched into this. And trust me, it is amazing. Government services. Government of Maharashtra is using the Matic blockchain for faster transfer of COVID supplies and everything. Healthcare, insurance, media and entertainment, retail, consumer goods, and telecommunication. So, why did blockchain become so popular? And why has it become so influential recently? So it was invented in 2008 by a cryptographer named Satoshi Nakamoto. I mean, it is a saying that Satoshi Nakamoto is no one. It is a myth that it is a fictional name. This ledger mechanism based on digital cryptocurrency have ability to for trustworthy record and trustworthy record keeping in industries and security as a whole. Today, blockchain primarily finds applications in financial domain and allows peer-to-peer transactions without bank or any financial institution acting as an intermediary. It acts as a distributed database with each block of information linked to the previous one and the next one. Why am I interested in blockchain? As I just discussed earlier that I got into crypto market and then the main concept of blockchain arrived and So I'm a blockchain enthusiast and the world of cryptography fascinates me. I love reading white papers and articles about upcoming projects in Bitcoin. So what white papers actually are, it is an official documentation of blockchain related projects. This concept of blockchain is so well planned that it leads to zero loopholes as to witness any malicious behavior. And since it has gained popularity in recent times, blockchain developers are in high demand. So that was all from my side. If you want to connect with me, uh, you'll be given my LinkedIn profile on the chat box and do follow GDSC. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Rishabh. Next up, we have Vigyapal Singh Sarathia for C++ development. Rishabh, could you stop presenting? Thank you.
So, good evening, everyone. I'm Vigyapal Singh Salathia, third year CSC student at MIET. I have been chosen as C, C++, and design team lead at GDSC MIET 2021. As most of you have already learned C, C++ in your previous semesters, and the rest are learning it. So, in GDSC, we are going to, with a competitive approach by conducting some hackathons, quizzes, etc. in C and C++ specifically, so that you can test out your skills. And about my design team, I have very dedicated and hardworking team with me. They have done great job so far, and I'm very thankful to them that they are very particular and punctual with their work. So as of now, I don't know that they will be able to introduce themselves, so I will be introducing them also. So the first member is Anurag Dhiman. He is a third year CSE student. Second member is Sushant Salathia, CSE student, third year also. The third one is Purvid Gupta, second year CSE student. And the last one is Damini Gupta, second year CSE student. So that's all from my side. That's all that I have to say. So thank you all.
Thank you so much, Vigya. I guess we're done with all the presentations. Now we will open floor for any questions. If you have any questions, please type them out in the chat box and we'll be more than happy to answer them. Till the time, if it is possible for you all, kindly switch on your videos so that we can take a screenshot of the event. If it's not possible, not a problem. But for those of you who can, kindly turn on your videos. And if you have any questions, please type them out in the chat box. Also, we would like to mention that in the month, towards the end of this month, we will be starting with our events related to web development. So kindly stay tuned to our channels on Instagram and on LinkedIn.
Yes, students, a few inputs from your side, some suggestions. Let's make this session interactive. It's an orientation session meant for you people only. I guess this is a very good platform for you people to interact with the team and bring yourself to the forefront so that you are acknowledged. And going forward, we'll be having next year the same chairs which you can take over. So kindly.
So I don't think there are any questions. Thank you so much for joining, everyone. Have a great day ahead. Also, GDSC would share a feedback form with all of you. Please be sure to fill it up. Thank you so much. Have a great day ahead.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, everyone.
Dhoni, I think you can end the meeting right now.
Vikipal will just click a quick screenshot of the team with the orientation banner so that we can post it on our official
Sure,
handle.
sure.
So I'd request you all to kindly turn on your videos. Just for a second. Rishabh, Raghav, Ankit, kindly turn on your videos. Ankit, could you turn on your video, please? And Vigir, you are not visible. Yeah, now you're visible. So I'll just take a screenshot. Everybody smile. Okay. अरे विक्य एक सेकंड रुकना एक सेकंड I've taken a screenshot. Let me take a few more so that we can decide which one to post. Okay, विक्य phone सीधा करो please.
हाँ, screen थोड़ा.
Yeah. Okay, so everybody cheese. ये अब क्यों आ रहे हैं लोग? Okay, never mind. Okay. आयुष थोड़ा पीछे हो तेरा नाम आ रहा है तेरे face के आगे. Yeah. Okay. So just a second. Okay. Okay. So I've taken a screenshot. You can all leave. Thank you so much. I'll just end the video. Bye bye. Take care.
Bye bye.
Bye bye.